Welcome everyone to our co-hosted event with ICF New York City and New York University. We're so pleased to have you here. It's called The Business of Coaching, a global study on the practices and behaviors of coaching entrepreneurs.
So we are here tonight to focus on innovation and marketing strategies.
Coaching is going to be ubiquitous. I have people now reaching out to me from all walks of life saying, I've been a financial planner for 20 years and I feel that I need to coach now. So we have doctors and nurses being trained, educated at NYU, and guess what? They're also looking for coaching skills. A whole new generation of coaches is going to emerge out of these diverse professions that we have right here at NYU under the umbrella of Division of the Programs in Business on the coaching skills and partnering with other schools at New York University.
I am so grateful and honored to be here with you today. It's a difficult journey to find your own voice, but it's so worth it. And I think that's the goal today, to give you tools and insights from these incredible experts and even from Manbir's own journey so that you too can continue to elevate your own brand. I'd like to welcome next Dr. D. Van Young. He is a leading expert in human behavior and relationships. He specializes in behavioral neuroscience with over 2 decades of experience. He helps individuals and organizations achieve transformative, lasting change. A 3-time TEDx speaker with over 5 million views. Wow. Dr. Young holds STEAM credentials as an ICF Master Certified Coach, National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach, a fellow Forbes Coach Council member, and a Certified Professional Diversity Coach. Dr. Young integrates positive and developmental psychology, Myers-Briggs, CBT, DBT, and evidence-based coaching to resolve complex life and organizational challenges. And his approach is defined by confidence, capacity, and competence in coaching diverse perspectives and personalities. Another hand? Yes. Awesome. I would love to hear, in one word, how are you feeling right now?
I feel like I'm at home with a bunch of friends.
What major shifts are happening in the coaching industry, and how are client expectations evolving?
Wow. There's so much information available. Clients want a competent coach, and they desire to have measurable change, kind of like driving through McDonald's, right? They want to pull up to your brand, have you open the window and wave and say, may I take your order? Then by the time they get to the next corner, they want their problem solved. I think many coaches set themselves up for failure because we have not prepared ourselves properly before we even start coaching. And those of us who have prepared ourselves, the clients that can pay you and that can maintain the subscription or continually work with you, your challenge now is you've got an informed client. And when you have an informed client, your cookie cutter approaches are not going to work. So it is very wise for you to make sure that you are competent and that you are capable not only to utilize evidence and research-based methodologies in your practice, but to market what you have to offer in such a way that you help your clients to have realistic expectations about what coaching is and what it's not, and how the process is epistemological, meaning one construct on top of another, so that you don't set yourself up, number 1, to lose business, number 2, to not meet expectations, and number 3, to fail.
Very insightful. And I love what you said. And, you said something that we don't prepare ourselves very well, and that our clients are very well informed. They are. They're very savvy. Maybe going back to you, Dr. Young, is what skills or marketing approaches will help coaches stay competitive in this challenging landscape?
Well, again, it's going to sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but competence matters. It is very critical that you understand that when you are getting these CCEs and CUs, you're not just getting that to check a box and submit that, I'm maintaining compliance, I want my credentials to remain intact. The truth is, you are a constant learner when you're a coach. There is so much. Today I had the privilege with I call it the pleasure of having some very brilliant minds at a table with me at lunch. And Toy, Dr. Anna, at these, and everything that they were saying, it kept coming right back full circle to, you better be prepared for what's next, not what's right now. The things that are happening now, you are already behind the 8 ball. You are so fortunate to have a department head, and I told her, while everybody else is playing checkers, that lady in that red and black dress over there is playing chess, and she's playing about 5 moves ahead of everyone else. Well, that's what you have to do to remain relevant as a coach. And don't be afraid to take the road least traveled and embrace the greater unknown for the lesser known.
So often we quickly quit our strategy because we don't see the results. But I think, Dr. Young, you mentioned how this is the long game, right? This is something you need to continue to do and build.
If I may, Gina.
Yes, go
May I?
ahead. Yes.
It's critical that if you're going to go fishing, and you're going fishing, and pardon that Texas accent, because somebody said, where in the hell is he from? Texas accent. But if you're going fishing and you decide that you want to catch marlin, and you went to Walmart or some store like that and bought something for freshwater fishing, if you even caught the marlin, what would happen to you? More than likely, you would either be pulled into the ocean or that reel is going to break and give you a nice slap upside the head, right? You have to know, first, this came up in a meeting I was in earlier. Somebody said, well, what do I need to do to market effectively? I said, well, first, you need to think about who are you marketing to? Like right now, if you guys take out your phone and you type in high net worth individual life coach. Well, my clients, because that's what I specialize in, is public figures and high net worth individuals and the entrepreneurs. My clients do not read Google ads. They don't. They will bypass all of that noise, and then they're going to look at what comes up number 1 in an organic search or in the top 3. So I know my clients. Well, if you Google that right now, you'll see more than likely I'm number 1 organically in the world, and not just on Google, but on search engines in Europe and in Turkey and in Hong Kong. And they don't use Google, by the way. So what I'm saying to you is make sure you know who you're marketing to, and then don't make it about what you're trying to sell, because nobody wants what you're trying to sell. People look at information for what they want to buy. They look at information for the problem they want solved. And if you are going to create content, make that content about the end game of your client, not the end game of your marketing plan.
Fabulous. Yes. Awesome conversation. I told you all we were going to have an awesome conversation.
Okay.
Anything about niche? Because it sounds like you have a pretty cool niche.
Yeah, well, let's go back to what is indigenous to you. The best story you can tell is whose story? Your own, right? Well, I'll give you something that's going to comfort you. You're not the only person that's going through what you are going through, have gone through, or will go through. There is someone else. Now, it may not be 50% of the people. It may be 8%. It may be 5%. But there's someone else that pretty much has the exact same problems you do, or they want the same problem solved that you're trying to solve in your life. So when people go into a coaching practice and they say, well, I want to do this. Well, when I look back at my history, I was in the entertainment industry. Before I ever decided to become Dr. Young, I was producing Luther Vandross on tour. I was producing music. So I had this one view of, I know there's money in a crowd, and I know an audience matters. Then I started kind of migrating from that. I have relatives that are elected officials. So I started noticing, okay, what the crowd thinks of you matters. But what I found out that is the undercurrent of all that is when you get alone and those cameras off and that microphone is off. Then I put my money into some of those concerts, so I knew what it was like to get broke real quick too. 50 grand one night, you owe 50 grand the next morning, right? When I put all that together, I was telling a story that was not unique to me. There are a lot of people that are affected by public opinion or the pressure they put on themselves when they don't meet public opinion. And that shaped a nuance and a niche for a brand for me, where I spoke to an audience of people who basically, we all had the same problems. We had the same solutions would work for them that worked for me. And that carved out and defined my coaching practice. And I think all of these people up here are brilliant. I suggest that whatever they say, you write it down and you really apply it, because the niche is exactly where your success is waiting.
Thank you.
I just want to add one thing. How many of you guys are new coaches and about to start a practice? Okay. How many of you guys are not making enough money in your current practice? Okay. I just want you to get a concept real quick. When I started, humble beginnings, I didn't have an office. I would meet people at Starbucks or come to their house, and it's true. And I'd be like, look, I'm doing you a favor because I don't want you to come to my office, right? I didn't have an office. So, well, I'm being honest. But what I started looking at after about a year or two in practice, I was getting clients that were doctors, pro athletes. I just had this, I guess, I don't know, I don't want to sound religious, but spiritually, that I think like attracts like, and God was just sending people to me that I resonated with, or my media resonated with, right? Well, here's the first thing for you guys that are just getting started. Think about what problem you're solving and for what audience. Look at their income, and then figure about whatever 10% of their income is, they'd be willing to pay that if you actually can solve that problem. So if you are solving problems for people that make about 100 grand a year, they would probably take 10% of their income if you could really solve their problem. Now, you have to figure out, how am I going to charge you to get that 10%? Am I going to charge you where I can get that 10%, or I'll give it even a sliding scale, 5 to 10%. If they have discretionary income and it's 5%, well, that's $5,000 a year. So you could actually have a program that would be $600 a month. See what I'm getting at? By just a few months, 8 months, and they would not miss that money if you could solve that problem. In my case, my clients are entrepreneurs, pro athletes, and elected officials and the like. Their income is typically 7 figures. I can take 10% of that, so my fees start at about $5,000 and go to $25,000, and I have programs that average 6 or 12 weeks. And see, this is where that intersection of how you set up your business and your brand, again, what did I say earlier? Set what? Expectations. Because what I'm teaching people is change does not occur overnight. It happens from the inside out, not the outside in. So I'm going to need to work with you for 12 weeks. This is what your 12 weeks is going to cost. And they can quickly do the math and justify whether I'm an investment. If you do that to set your pricing, you will not only more than likely increase your income and your fee base, but you would also increase your resilience and your referrals because people can justify a tangible outcome.
Wow.
Well, I want to say something that Matthew shared with us at that table, and just with you a moment ago, that is brilliant. He said, I will find a way to make my services available to you if you allow me to use this as a case study. Two things he did not do. He did not give away his gift. So don't ever give away your gift. Matter of fact, don't ever give away your gift. What did I just say? Yeah, ever, right? But what he did say is, you have a value to me. Can I do what we are going to embark on? Can I do something with that that contributes to my body of work and to my research and to coaching? So what he actually told somebody is, I want to make you part of something bigger than this moment. That is masterful branding, hence look what he does, but it's masterful and it's not a giveaway. So don't confuse that sometimes you can give some to get some with having to give away the farm to do so, is where I'm going.
Thank you. It also kind of demonstrates that I'm in it for you, and that if you're successful,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna benefit from that as well. So it's worked for me, so give it a try.
Good stuff, bro. Well, Dr. Anna, again, she said something so insightful at lunch this afternoon. She used the word augment. AI should augment your practice because you're only as good as the prompt you write, right? You can use AI all day, but if you don't know how to write an effective prompt, you're going to get mediocre results. And whatever results you get, I always ask AI, show me, would you please give me evidence of where you made your assumption? What is it based on? And sometimes you will see a misalignment there, and it gives you an opportunity to course correct the prompting that you put into AI. But AI and coaching should be used as a tool to augment your practice, help you identify your blind spots, and to be a lot more comprehensive in assembling what you have created or utilized in external measures, such as assessments and things of that nature.
What are some of the ways you all have articulated your coaching value for your high-ticket coaching clients?
Again, it goes back into the problem that I'm solving. So when I look at why someone came to me, one of my first questions is just that, okay, tell me what led to this conversation today? And then the next question is, tell me what success would look like if we solved it, right? And once they tell me that, then I kind of reverse engineer and say, well, how much is that costing you? And once they tell me that, I will typically look at about 15% of what that number is, and that's what I'm going to charge them.
We kind of went back to basics and talked about SEO and was wondering if you had any tips and tricks or best practices around our web pages and making sure we're above the fold when people search those keywords that create our niche. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to give you a quick thing. Anything that has a quick attack has a quick extension rate equally, right? So you have to be consistent in messaging. Write content, and I'm going to warn you, you can use AI to help craft content, but after a while, it's not there. When you buy Taylor Swift's new music, you already know it's about her breaking up with somebody. But the prompt, here's why you buy it though. It resonates with that part of you that needs to disconnect with somebody or has disconnected with someone or someone disconnected with you, right? So when you're writing content, make sure that you're writing things that actually speak to someone at a heart level. Resonance is the opposite of dissonance, right? I hit a piano key in a piano shop, all the keys or have all the pianos in there have those 88 keys. It's going to resonate because the frequency is what? It's aligned with each other. But dissonance, if I go in there and just go bang, all of a sudden that harmony is disrupted. Do not disrupt the harmony of your message by ceasing to resonate with your clients. And if you do that, you don't have to count on gimmicks. You can count on quality because quality always attracts.
Ooh, love that. Wow. And I just want to say thank you to this incredible panel. Can you please help me give them?
Gina.
Oh, yes. Now, let's go.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, and Torre.